So the first version of the PTR is out. Everyone's buying things. You want to know what you can do to prepare. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to prepare for Brimstone Sands that isn't going to cost you shed loads of gold. My name's Danneh and welcome to my channel. If there's anything in this video that you like, think about subscribing, liking, sharing. It really drives motivation to keep making videos about new mobs. So the first one we're going to be taking a look at is the Heartrunes. The Heartrunes are essentially what we're dubbing the ultimate ability. Now, some of the stuff we're about to show you can only be acquired from Brimstone and in the Brimstone area, but there are a lot of things here that you can actually start to do just by doing like daily activities and things. So the first one we're going to take a look at is the Stoneform. As you can see, the way it's broken down is you need minor, major, to then make a legendary, I guess similar to trophies. So you first need to acquire your minor Heartrunes, which is done through essentially materia. That's something that we can pretty much go out and get right now through most of these. So the Stoneform is Lazarus materia. Once you have your minor Heartrune, you can then upgrade it to the major Heartrune once you have these materials. So 25 runestone, 5,000 umbral shards, and then 5 corrupted lodestones. These are all something that you can go out and get right now and save them ready to go. And then to turn the Stoneform into legendary, you're going to need wooden coins, which is what you get from Brimstone. Then you're going to need Vials of Azoth, 25 runestone, and there's 3 different types of legendaries, and each legendary requires different materials. So that was for the greater Heartrune. Then we have Stalwart, which requires 3 gypsum orbs, 25 runestone, 10 emerald gypsum, and the 10 wooden coin again. And then the final one is the brutal Heartrune. Brutal Heartrune requires the 10 wooden coins again, 10 ruby gypsum, 25 runestone, and 10 garnet gypsum. So what we've got here at the end is a tally. This is everything you need if you wanted to get everything. This applies for all of the different Heartrunes. There are currently 5 different Heartrunes that you can get. We'll take a look now at the Detonate Heartrune. So again, very similar to Stoneform, Detonate requires materia for the minor, which you can only get from the Ennead expedition, which you'll get in Brimstone. Then you can see at the top here, these are all the individual items and materials that you need. We'll skip to the end. So what you need for all of them is 3 major Heartrunes, 30 wooden coins, 60 pristine sapphire, 50 Vials of Azoth, 3 gypsum orb, 10 emerald gypsum, 10 ruby gypsum, and 10 garnet gypsum. So in a minute I'll show you where you can get all these emerald, ruby, garnet gypsums. We have a nice daily list that you can use. We'll just look at the others quickly. So the next one is Grasping Vines. Again, here's everything you need for Grasping Vines. Next is Dark Ascent. Again, this is where you're going to get Dark Ascent from Tempest, and here's all the materials you need for Dark Ascent. And finally, Cannon Blast. Cannon Blast you can get from starting off from barnacles, and this is all the materials you're going to need to get your Cannon Blast. Now I've set the chapters in the bottom of the screen, so if you want to pause and see these or take screenshots, just click on the bottom of the video and you can rewind back to that particular Heartrune. So just to recap very quickly, what you'll want to be doing, what you can do with time, not money, is running Genesis, Lazarus, Tempest, and Barnacles. These will give you a lot of the materials you need. Of course, as much as you may not love doing them, corrupted breaches, since lodestones are now crazy expensive, corrupted breaches will allow you to get them. And then finally, we'll go on to our daily activities, which will help you get your gypsum. Okay, so onto the daily checklist. This is really useful if you are not yet 600 expertise and you're looking for things to do essentially every day and you're kind of getting lost. You can kind of use this as a tick box to just do different content within New Mob. What we're looking for on this as well is if you are 600 gear score, to be fair, even if you're not, we want to be starting to gather the materials ready for the HeartGem runes. Those were Emerald, Garnet, and Ruby. So Emerald you get from your trade skill expertise. If you don't know what that is, essentially go out and cut some trees, let's say, mine some rocks, and every time once you're 200, you get your expertise as you go through, and every time you hit one of those markers, you level up, and then you get a gypsum from that. So that's your trade skill expertise level up. Garnet is from a PvP arena. If you didn't know how these work, is you can get 2 a day. It's 100% chance of getting one on a win, and I believe it's 50% on a loss. So even if you're not great at PvP, get yourself into some PvP arenas and just suffer it for a little bit and get your gypsum from there. And again, another PvP activity, ruby gypsum, is essentially from OPR. Again, if you're sort of below on expertise, don't worry too much, jump on in, Get 2 OPRs done, you get your ruby gypsum. Don't change them into gypsum orbs yet. Just hold on to them just in case you want to make these HeartGem runes. So again, it's trade skill, expertise, PvP arenas, and OPRs. Use this checklist to see how many gypsum you can get and how many orbs you can get off the back of each activity. I'll put the link in the description below. You can use this, copy it for yourself, and use this as a daily. It has everything from your crafting cooldowns through to the summer event, to the topaz, to the faction quests. Even a reminder to do a chest run if you have time. And then, yeah, pretty much that's it. So that's the daily checklist. Now, just very briefly, we put together a bit of a list of things that are changing, things that are quite exciting. It's essentially a TLDR to the patch notes, and we'll run through them very, very quickly. There's a completely new revamped starting experience. So the legacy of King Arthur's coming in. There's wave events, there's tracking events, there's puzzles, there's even jumping puzzles, even though jumping in New World's a bit, yeah, they put jumping puzzles in. The wars, you guys who enjoy doing wars, the cleansing elixirs changed from 10 seconds to 30 seconds cooldown, worth looking into. The equip load is absolutely massive, so if you're running light at the moment, you're going to have a 1.5 second delay. If you're running medium, it's a 1 second delay, and on heavy, it's a 0.5 second delay after you get hit by a melee attack before you can start running again. Also, if you're light or medium, your dodge distance is reduced by 20%. Obviously, someone that's heavy, I quite like this change. It's going to allow me to kind of stay toe-to-toe with my enemies and try and have some good combat. That's a huge change. Warhammer, the shockwave is now blockable. A couple of new materials we found in Brimstone. So the ancient glyph stones, charged sand, sandstone, and then of course you're going to have your runestone gems. These are going to be quite big. Essentially, you can upgrade the gems that you currently have. A few other bits here. So most named items will now drop at 590. Like lower level ones will now drop at a higher gear score, so you can upgrade them. OPR is guaranteed to give an expertise bump. So looking back to your daily activities, make sure you do your OPRs. You'll get more rumble shards at a lower mutation difficulty. I don't have figures yet, so we need to look into that. Added weight displays for each storage location. So when you go to the drop down, you can see how much weight is being used in each storage. It's pretty cool. Running on roads is now increased from 10% to 15%, and there's going to be something new called mutator materia. Now I don't know exactly where this is going to be used, but we'll keep an eye out for that. And that's it. That's pretty much everything you need to do to prepare for Brimstone. I'm sure there's a few things I've left out. If there is, leave them in the comments below so we can help one another. And as always, if you like the video, think about subscribing if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in Aeternum.